Hello, my name is Chris and I'm a U-Haul hitch professional. If you're planning on towing a trailer with your Subaru WRX, you are going to need trailer wiring. It is required by the law. Now, let me show you how we complete this install. You will need the following tools and supplies to complete this installation. We will begin the installation in the trunk area. Let's go ahead and remove any floor mats, floor coverings, as well as the styrofoam underneath. We can now remove our rear scuff panel by undoing 3 clips, and we're going to use a flathead screwdriver to pop the center and perhaps a trim retainer tool to pop it out if it struggles to come out. We can now remove our side trim by popping 3 more retaining clips. One is right here behind the wheel well. Number 2 is up here in the top of the trunk. And number 3 is right here behind the tail light. You can now gently pull back your trim and expose your tail light. Now repeat for the other side. You can now unplug your electrical connector and place the yellow and red and brown T connector in between the driver's side connectors. You can affix your white ground wire with a ring terminal to this tail light bolt. Use an 8mm socket to remove it and then reinstall. Tighten snugly, do not over tighten. You can now use the double-sided sticky tape to affix the converter box in an out-of-the-way location. We will now pass the connector with the green wire to the passenger side and make that connection behind the passenger tail light. We can now access a grommet behind the rear scuff panel that we will use to pass the power wire through. We will be using the U-Haul exclusive OEM style pre-braided power wire 1. Go ahead and pass the front end of the wire all the way through the grommet and we can access it from underneath to run it to the battery. Pull out all the excess wire, leaving just enough to make the connection to the converter box in the vehicle. Strip your wire and affix a heat shrink butt connector. Use a butane torch to melt the heat shrink on the butt connector. Use provided zip ties to secure the green wire to the rear area where the scuff panel will go so it will stay hidden for the future. To reinstall the grommet over the power wire, cut it to the center and then place the grommet over the wire and return to the access hole. You can use black silicone if you have it to fill the cut. You can now route the power wire forward to the engine compartment by going over any rear suspension components and removing 2 plastic trim panels using a Phillips head screwdriver and hiding the wire. Now that our power wire has been ran to underneath the engine compartment, we can go ahead and pass a fishing pole down the firewall and retrieve the wire and pull it back up. Go ahead and try to follow the hard metal brake lines down and avoid the exhaust. We can now pass the wire behind any other wires, vacuum hoses, or fuse panels and secure it in place using provided zip ties. Use a 13mm socket to remove this nut from the power wire to affix your ring terminal. Tighten the nut down snugly, but do not over tighten. Now insert the fused power lead. Now insert a 10 amp fuse and place on the cover. You can now replace your trim panels. You can now return all the floor coverings previously removed. apply the 4-flat dust cover. You can use it to strap the wires like a usable tie and store them here for future use. That concludes trailer wiring on your Subaru WRX. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to practice safe trailering, and I can't wait to see you out there. If you have any questions about the products seen in this video, or if you'd like to schedule an installation with your local U-Haul hitch professional, please visit us online at uhaulhitches.com. You can also download the U-Haul app using the link in the description for even more ways to manage your hitch and towing needs.